Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Reese number S204D. This is a saddle threshold. This is just a 6-inch sample piece showing you what it looks like. It's a saddle threshold because if you use your imagination, it kind of looks like a saddle. Okay, saddle thresholds are generally symmetrical in their shape. When you change that shape in any way, it is no longer a saddle threshold. It can be an offset or a half saddle, bump up, latch track, panic style, interlocking, whatever the different terms are. But this 6-inch sample is just to serve as visual evidence of this item. This is a very common threshold in the sense that it is three things. It's a 1/2 inch tall, it's 4-inch wide, and that it is dark bronze. Let's check those dimensions. 4-inch wide, indeed. 1/2 inch is the height, right on. Now, dark bronze by Reese is a little bit lighter than average, even though it looks quite dark here. As I was speaking actually to a client yesterday, and I was talking about the differences in Reese compared to others. She said, you do see the brown tones come through, and you do. Whereas with others, you really won't see those brown tones come through at all. So if you're looking for the lightest dark bronze, Reese would be the lightest. If your storefront is black, this is not going to match because I have something here that's black. You can clearly see that it's not black, even though it appears to be quite dark, and the camera video that you're seeing makes it look darker than it is. It's not. It's to the eye, it's clearly not black when you hold it up to something that's black. So be mindful. Since we're talking about finishes, this can be ordered in the S204A, which is mill aluminum finish, the D, which is the dark bronze, and then B. B means solid architectural bronze, also known as brass or solid brass. On to solid brass, they can do nothing, meaning leave it mill. If you want the brass to patina, fatigue with exposure to the environment, some people order it that way because they want it to look old and vintage, I suppose. Other people say, why did you send this to me? Well, that's what you ordered. No, I didn't order something that was streaky and weird in its finish. No, it's mill. It's what the material looks like when it comes from the mill where they're manufacturing the material. So be mindful on brass. You can do satin or polished. You can do oil rub bronze. And because it's made of brass, you can really do anything. You can plate it, I suppose. You can powder coat it too. Why would you want solid brass, or what we call architectural bronze, over aluminum? The durability of the material. The front doors to City Hall in Chicago are full of Rixson floor closers and solid bronze thresholds, and they've been there for decades. And just think about the foot traffic that would go through the doors to Chicago City Hall. Just think about that traffic. Think about the closing scene to the movie Blues Brothers, and you know exactly the building I'm talking about. Anyway, so where would you use this? You would use this on any application, exterior, that would require a threshold that 1/2 inch tall would be good. If you have a door that's maybe 5/8 or 3/4 inch undercut, this would work splendidly. This is absolutely handicap compliant because it does not exceed the 1/2 inch height and does not exceed the rise over run of 1 to 2. It's not. It is not more. It's not steep. It's not any more steep than that. And we'll touch on that. That requirement near the end of the video. 4 inches is not uncommon. Sometimes 5 inches is a little more common, but exterior storefronts, you'd see not only this size, but this finish, maybe a 1/4 inch rise. 4, 5, 6, quarter, 1/2 inch saddle thresholds, all going to work pretty well. And this is just really common. This is going to be listed in the site in everything from 2 foot to 8 foot lengths. You can probably have up to 16 foot lengths. We just don't list all of the possible lengths. Be mindful that when you get longer currently than 36 inch, the cost to ship goes up really fast. So order the sizes you need. If you need 42 inch lengths, don't want to order 12 footers and cut them all down. Order the sizes you need. Let the factory cut it. The reason that you'd want the factory to cut it, and if you have need for a custom length, indicate that in the comment field, but you want them to cut it because you get a clean cut they're using the proper tool for cutting aluminum. If this was the genuine article, there would be a countersink maybe 3 inches from the edge. And screws would be included. They're a number 12 by inch and, oh no, forgive me, it's a number 10, maybe 10 by inch and a half, flathead Phillips screw in a complementary finish. You'll get that first countersink at the proper distance from the edge and the proper centers as well going down, so be mindful of that. The point is you don't want to have to cut it and then drill another hole, and your centers of your screw holes aren't symmetrical. Not that they're always symmetrical either, but that's the intent. Speaking of those holes, there's generally one more hole per foot, per combined length. So for a 3-foot threshold, you should have 4 holes. It's not an absolute, it's a general rule, but that's kind of what you'd be seeing. So a 7-foot threshold would have 8 holes. Let's switch to the screen view and take a closer look at some supporting documentation. Okay, so this is the item that we are looking at. As we scroll down, we see a little bit of information here. It's a saddle threshold, cross-section, dimensional cross-section, showing what it looks like. You'll note that these ribs are here, or these grooves, and those grooves are really handy. Not every manufacturer offers those in their extrusion, but as you run that screw down, that really bites into the surface of what you're trying to seal onto, preventing that lateral movement of your threshold with the traffic running over the door. I'd lay and it would also be handy for your bead of caulk to sit in that as well, giving you a better way to seal that moisture out as well. This link here is the link to the product brochure that will allow you to review the saddle thresholds from Reese, and the S204 is on page 2. There it is. Now what's handy about that is you can see the other saddle thresholds. So if we're dealing with 1/2 inch tall, it's on page 2, 3, 4, heavy duty 5 inch, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have smooth top and fluted top. I would suggest a fluted top every time. I know that I've walked over these thresholds and had my foot just slip out like that, and we don't want that. A little thinner material on this S424. It'll prove to be less expensive, but as a result, they give you that vertical support, that web that's there. A very heavy-duty threshold that you can do in 5 inch. This would be for like a car showroom where you're going to drive a car over a threshold. Wider width, as I had mentioned before. Okay. Now, and 1/4 inch tall is on page 1, by the way. So that's very handy to see all of that. There's a link here below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can review not only all of the Reese products we sell by means of this horizontal navigation, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Now, I would recommend that you review that full product catalog because it will show you all things weather stripping from Reese. Why is that important? Well, I would say that it's important because you'd be familiarizing yourself with a very high quality manufacturer of weather stripping. And what I mean by high quality is that you will notice that when you purchase their material, you're always going to say to yourself, that feels a little bit thicker than the other threshold that I just bought from somebody else. And that is indeed the case with the Reese product line. Okay, so that would be the first reason why it's a high quality product line. Also because of their technical support, which is really their customer service. But seeing the catalog will allow you to review the comprehensive offering that they have. And I would draw you to, if you were to search for STC, sound transmission control, you'll find a table of what products from Reese to use, depending on what STC rating that you'd like to hit, because there is always conversation happening between us and clients about, you know, I want to keep the sound out as best as I can. Well, here are the guidelines, and you can follow this material along to put items together for your requirements. So if you needed to hit an STC 44, you know, you use a 521 door bottom. You don't require a threshold for that assembly and a 499 perimeter gasketing. The 521 is an automatic door bottom, and here it is down on page 40. Okay, really handy. document to be able to look at everything that they have. So I won't go through the product catalog, but suffice it to say they have a comprehensive offering of all of the basic material when it comes to weather stripping. And the last thing I'd like to point out is they showcase the use of polyurethane. And polyurethane, used in especially door sweeps, there we go, is outrageously more durable than anything else, silicone, neoprene, vinyl. It is incredibly abrasion resistant, resistant to growth of mildew, fungus, bacteria. Just simply very heavy-duty material. So Reese does a very good job with polyurethane. Okay, so I would recommend using polyurethane when you can, most absolutely for applications that you'll have some abrasion like a door sweep. Okay, let's wrap up this video on camera. In conclusion, why do you need to know the name Reese? Here's why. Nobody has faster shipping lead times than Reese does, period, when it comes to weather stripping. It's no contest. They have a minimum order. So long as you exceed that minimum order, which is indicated on the order profile, you can expect that you'll have a tracking number fairly soon. Provided you haven't ordered 100 of something that they sell 100 in a decade, they're going to be able to move your material pretty quickly. And they are incredibly dependable, predictable, and reliable in that department. I use Reese every time that I can. I like the quality, the caliber of their product, and I love their dark bronze because to me it matches more faithfully the oil-rubbed bronze colors of the world. Because what color is the hardware that you're matching? Well, it could be a dark bronze anodized if you've got aluminum storefront hardware, or sprayed Duranodic or dark brown or dark bronze on your closers. But when it comes to true oil-rubbed bronze, short of going with solid brass base material, the Reese product line is the closest to a color match that you'll get when it comes to actually matching oil rub bronze. I did a project for a YMCA in Evanston, Illinois, highly custom doors. Size, the gauge, the vertical rod exit devices, electrified latch retraction, gasketing, windows, power transfer hinges, all oil rub bronze. And Reese was the product to use there because it would match so well. Any questions on the S204D or any other Reese product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you very much. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.